Hello friends! This is Leila, your nostalgic guide through the greatest stories in the world of music. Today, I'll talk about a remarkable figure in 90s alternative rock, Dolores O'Riordan, the talented lead singer of the Cranberries.
Do you have to let it linger? Do you have to? Do you have to? In your head, in your head. I open up and see the person but I miss you when you're gone. All the promises.
Dolores was born in 1971 in Limerick, Ireland, the youngest of 7 siblings. From an early age, music played a central role in her life. She sang in the church choir and played classical piano and harmonium, which helped shape her musical foundation. In 1990, Dolores auditioned for the local band Cranberries and won over the members with her unique voice. She not only secured the position of lead vocalist, but also ushered in a new era for the group, which adopted the name The Cranberries and quickly gained attention from record labels with their captivating demos. The debut album Everybody Else Is Doing It So Why Can't We was released in 1993, featuring the hit Linger, which quickly won hearts around the world. The following year, their second album, No Need to Argue, catapulted the band to stardom with Zombie, a powerful song inspired by a bombing in London, which became a global anthem. Over the years, the Cranberries sold nearly 50 million albums, solidifying their places as one of the biggest names in alternative rock. But success came at a high price. Dolores faced the pressures of fame, along with physical and mental health issues, and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2015. In 2017, back pain forced her to cancel a reunion tour with the band. Tragically, on January 15, 2018, Dolores was found lifeless in a London hotel. The official cause was drowning due to alcohol intoxication, in an incident described as tragic. She was only 46 years old. All the details about the life and career of Dolores O'Riordan can be found in this video. If you enjoy today's content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like and share. It encourages us to keep bringing videos like this every week. Without further ado, let's get started. Dolores Mary Eileen O'Riordan was born in Ballybricken, County Limerick, on September 6, 1971. The daughter of Terence and Eileen O'Riordan, she began writing her own songs at age 12 and was only 19 when she joined the Cranberries. Raised in a strict household, her teenage years were marked by rules. No makeup or clothes bought with her own money. In an interview with the Irish Times, she reflected on this period. As a teenager, I felt unattractive. My mom didn't let me wear makeup. While my friends got all dolled up and did fake tanning, I was the overprotected, awkward girl wearing a pink floral dress with bows in her hair, playing the organ in church. During her youth, Dolores often described herself as a rebel against her family's strict rules. While her brothers had the freedom to stay out late and do things she wasn't allowed to because she was a girl, Dolores felt the weight of the limitations imposed on her. Until she turned 19, any trip to a disco had to be accompanied by one of her brothers. Despite the restrictions, Dolores saw herself as a good Catholic girl on the surface, though rebellion always simmered beneath, waiting for the right moment to emerge. This duality helped shape her unique personality, both in her personal life and in the music she would create with the Cranberries. From an early age, Dolores' voice enchanted those who heard it, evolving during her teenage years into a melodic mezzo-soprano. It was during this period that she began composing, inspired by her passion for bands like Duran Duran and The Smiths. In 1990, the Limerick-based band Cranberries was already gaining some notoriety in the local music scene. With Niall Quinn as the lead vocalist, the group was technically limited but stood out for its desire to create original songs, a rare ambition in the region. When Niall decided to leave the band to focus on another project, he played a pivotal role by suggesting Dolores as his potential replacement. The suggestion stemmed from a casual conversation Niall had with an ex-girlfriend, who described Dolores as a talented young woman and a member of the church choir. Niall reached out to Dolores, inviting her to audition. During the rehearsal, as she performed a song by Sinead O'Connor, she amazed everyone. Within a few lines, we were all blown away, Niall recalled. The connection was immediate. Dolores not only stepped into the role of lead vocalist but also brought a renewed creative energy to the band. Working with simple chords already crafted by guitarist Noel Hogan, she transformed raw ideas into polished melodies. From this collaboration came Linger, the group's first global hit.
You know I'm such a fool for you.
In her early days with Cranberry Sauce, Dolores was captivated by the band's attitude. Unlike most groups in Limerick, which stuck to cover songs, they were determined to write their own music. Despite their limited technical skills, there was a charm in their simplicity. We were terrible at the start. I knew about 5 chords and probably 4 of them are in Linger, admitted guitarist Noel Hogan. But it was precisely this raw foundation that drew Dolores in and sparked something special. With Dolores as the lead vocalist, the band recorded the demo Water Cycle, which included tracks like Sunday, Linger, and Chrome Paint. This material caught the attention of record labels, leading to a temporary deal with Zerrick Records to release the EP Uncertain in 1991. Although the initial release wasn't a major success, the band continued to gain momentum, and by the summer of that year, signed with Island Records to produce 6 albums. It was during this time that they decided to shorten their names to the Cranberries, making it more straightforward and impactful. With Island's support, the band began working with Stephen Street, the renowned producer of The Smiths, one of their greatest inspirations. In the studio, all I could think was, he worked with Johnny Marr, and now he's here with us. I tried to stay calm, but I couldn't. I ended up bombarding him with questions about The Smiths, Noel recalled in an interview with the Irish Times. Under Stephen's direction, the Cranberries recorded their debut album, Everybody Else Is Doing It, So Why Can't We? Released in March 1993, the album had a modest start, but the growing success of the single Linger, boosted by heavy rotation on MTV, turned the record into a global phenomenon. With tours across the US and Europe, sales skyrocketed, solidifying the band's place on the international stage. Despite the impact of Linger, it was with Zombie, the powerful single from the second album No Need to Argue, 1994, that Dolores showcased the full intensity of her voice. The song, a tribute to Jonathan Ball and Tim Perry, children who were victims of an IRA bombing in England, featured a visceral and raw chorus that etched itself into music history. For American audiences, Dolores' Irish accent gave the term zombie an almost otherworldly quality. The album went 7 times platinum in the US, solidifying the Cranberries as the most successful Irish rock band since U2.
No need to argue anymore.
In 1994 also marked a significant moment in Dolores' personal life. In July, she married Don Burton, the former tour manager for Duran Duran. In the years that followed, their family grew. Taylor Baxter was born in 1997, and Molly Lee arrived in January 2001. During this period, the Cranberries continued releasing new works, including To the Faithful Departed 1996, Bury the Hatchet 1999, and Wake Up and Smell the Coffee 2001, which received mixed reviews. After releasing 5 successful albums, the Cranberries went on hiatus in 2003. During this break, Dolores gave birth to her third child, Dakota Rain. Although rumors suggested she was working on a solo album in the early years of the hiatus, Dolores dedicated this time to collaborations with other artists and even made a cameo appearance in the film Click.
Wrapped around your finger.
Still smelling good.
In May 2007, she released her first solo album, Are You Listening?, debuting in Ireland. The record featured the single Ordinary Day, which gained attention on the music scene. 6 years after the hiatus was announced, the Cranberries surprised the fans by reuniting for a world tour. That same year, Dolores also released her second solo album, No Baggage. In 2014, she embarked on a new musical project, forming the band Dark, alongside Andy Rourke, bassist for The Smiths, and Ol Koretsky, a composer and DJ. The band released the album Science Agrees, showcasing a new side of Dolores' artistry. Following a successful tour with the Cranberries in 2009, the band reunited again in 2016 for a European tour that extended to North America. However, several dates had to be cancelled due to Dolores' health issues. Tragically, the beloved Cranberries vocalist passed away on January 15, 2018, in London, while in the city for a recording session. Initially, her death was described only as sudden. Months later, an inquest confirmed that the 46-year-old singer had accidentally drowned in a bathtub, with elevated levels of alcohol in her blood. Dolores O'Riordan's death in January 2018 shook the public world and marked the loss of one of Ireland's most iconic artists. In her homeland, the impact was profound, with tributes pouring in from all corners, celebrating the woman whose voice shaped the soundtrack of many people's adolescence. However, her passing also brought reflections on the traumas she endured throughout her life, which helped mold the unique intensity of her music. Dolores always struggled to cope with the pressures of fame. Early in her career, her shyness made her avoid eye contact with the audience, preferring to look at her own shoes during performances. From a reserved young woman, she quickly found herself leading one of the biggest bands of the 90s, gracing magazine covers like Rolling Stone, singing with Pavarotti, meeting the Pope, and gifting Michael Stipe with presents. Despite the glamour, Dolores admitted she wasn't prepared for stardom. "I just wanted to stay home, do laundry, take my kids to school, just switch off and be a mom," she told The Independent in 1999. At the height of the Cranberries' success, extensive tours and continuous recording began to take a heavy toll. Dolores developed eating disorders exacerbated by stress, and concerns about her health made headlines. In 1994, she married Don Burton, with whom she had 3 children. Later, she found peace in the countryside, living in a home on the outskirts of Limerick, surrounded by horses, pigs, and chickens, where she said she reconnected with her essence. However, her final years were marked by new challenges. After separating from Don and moving to New York, Dolores faced turbulent times. In 2014, she was arrested for assaulting a flight attendant during an episode attributed to a severe mental health crisis. She later spent 3 weeks in a psychiatric hospital and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. That same year, in an interview with the Belfast Telegraph, Dolores revealed a dark chapter of her childhood. Between the ages of 8 and 12, she was abused by someone in a position of trust. For a long time, the singer kept the secret buried, but in 2011, when her father died of cancer, the trauma resurfaced. She feared encountering her abuser at the funeral, and that fear became reality. He apologized, but Dolores admitted that words could not erase years of pain. These traumas, compounded by the pressures of fame, led Dolores to struggle with depression, suicidal thoughts, anorexia, and insomnia. There comes a point when you want to die because you think you'll find peace in death, and it can't get worse than it already is, she told the Belfast Telegraph. In 2012, Dolores attempted to take her own life, but survived and decided to live for her children. She also clung to her faith and beliefs rooted in her Catholic upbringing. She believed in life after death and the possibility of communicating with those who had passed, an idea reinforced as she said goodbye to her father, who she believed visited her in dreams. In 2013, she had the opportunity to perform at the Vatican and meet the Pope, bringing her mother along to share the special moment. Despite her non-traditional beliefs, Dolores valued the freedom to be authentic. "We must let people be themselves," she told the Irish Independent. In the final months of her life, Dolores returned to make music, her lifelong passion. She worked on new recordings and often emailed vocals to guitarist Noel Hogan. Even during the holiday season, she stayed in the studio, immersed in the creative process. Her sudden death left the members of the Cranberries devastated. "Working in the studio wasn't that different," Noel recalled. "We kept waiting for her to walk through the door." Despite their grief, the band completed the album as a way to honor her memory. Dolores O'Riordan will forever be remembered for her authenticity, charm, and a voice that touched the soul of anyone who heard it. Her musical legacy, filled with songs of melancholy and strength, stands as a testament to her brilliance and resilience. "When I die, I'll have an enormous catalog of beautiful songs. I'm proud of writing Linger. I'm proud of writing Dreams. I love hearing people cover my songs and thinking, I wrote that. My God," she told The Telegraph. And that's exactly what she left to the world. Music that transcends time and continues to inspire generations. Did you already know the story of this great artist? Are you a fan of the Cranberries? Leave your comment. I'd love to read it and give you a heart. And if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe, and share this video. It encourages us to keep bringing new content every week. Thank you so much for staying with me until now, and see you on the next video.